Hello, this is Chris Wenker. I'm a GIS epidemiologist at the New Mexico Department of Health. This is a training video for the IBIS Community of Practice. I will demonstrate the basic process of how to create a GeoJSON map layer from a shapefile using QGIS, a free open source GIS program. Later videos will discuss the finer points of finessing a GeoJSON's web performance. This video just covers the step of creating a GeoJSON. QGIS is a free open source GIS program. It supports most standard GIS file formats and functions. It is also very well documented and frequently updated. So just find the correct download for your operating system and run the install. Two main GIS programs will be available. QGIS Browser is a GIS file explorer. It's similar to Windows Explorer, but it just displays GIS-related files. QGIS Desktop is the program where data are displayed and symbolized and analyzed. This is the program we will use to create a GeoJSON. As we saw in a previous video, our standard approach starts with a shapefile and transforms it into the GeoJSON. I've already downloaded a census tract shapefile from the US Census website, and we'll use this to create a GeoJSON. In QGIS Desktop, the Manage Layers toolbar contains an Add Vector Layer button. Alternately, from the top menu list, under Layer, then Add Layer, we get back to the same Add Vector Layer interface. Now we browse to the directory where our shapefile resides. In the Open interface, all of the constituent files of the shapefile are visible. We want to select only the file with the .shp extension. And the shapefile is loaded and added to QGIS. Now to transform this shapefile into a GeoJSON, in the Layers panel, right-click on the name of the shapefile and select Save As. In the Format, select GeoJSON. And now we browse to the directory where we want to save the GeoJSON. Now IBIS does have some file naming conventions. For easy identification, GIS files start with GEO followed by a descriptor. So we're calling this file GeoTract. For GIS layers that will be used for displaying choropleths, the GeoJSON file name absolutely needs to match the dimension name in the dimension files, such as this query module file. For now, we'll leave all the rest of the options as default, and the GeoJSON is created. Once the .geojson file is created, we need to do one last thing. In Windows Explorer, navigate to the directory containing the new file, and we need to rename the .geojson to have just a .json extension. This doesn't change the GeoJSON's function, but because some of the code that's running IBIS is written to call on files with a .json extension, we need to make this small change, but I still refer to this file as a GeoJSON. To independently verify the new file, you can open it in a web browser at this site, geojson.io. If the GeoJSON creation was successful in QGIS, the features will display. These steps have transformed a shapefile, producing a GeoJSON that can now be loaded by Leaflet and displayed in IBIS. However, to allow database linkages in IBIS and to improve web performance in Leaflet, several other intermediate steps would need to be completed before we create a final GeoJSON. These additional steps will be the topics of the next training videos. We hope this introductory video about IBIS mapping has been instructive. Please check out the other videos on the IBIS Community of Practice YouTube channel.